Omo, before we continue this story, I need you to remember one thing. Sometimes the biggest mistake in life is not believing a lie. It is wanting the lie to be true, and trust me, nobody wanted a lie more desperately than Adama that night. The glowing screen sat on the expensive marble table inside that Banana Island mansion. One message, just one, from a contact saved as the plug, and the message read, "You have 6 hours to leave the house before police wahala starts. Owner is already angry. Owner, police, leave the house." 3 simple phrases, 3 dangerous phrases. Adama stared at the screen, then stared again and again. Because her brain refused to process what her eyes were saying, suddenly every strange thing Obi had ever done started replaying inside her head. No social media, no family, no history, no surprise visit, no daylight photos, no trace, nothing. The perfect man suddenly looked like a giant question mark. Then, the water upstairs stopped running. Immediately, Adama's stomach tightened. Footsteps, slow, measured, coming downstairs. Closer, closer, closer. And then Obi appeared. Fresh white shirt, calm face, not a drop of panic, not a drop of fear. Meanwhile, Adama felt like somebody had poured ice water into her bloodstream. Then Obi smiled, reached behind his back, and brought out a velvet ring box. The word froze. Obi dropped to one knee, opened the box, and the diamond nearly blinded her. Not normal diamond. This was the type of diamond Lagos girls screenshot and save for prayer point. The type of diamond that could silence common sense. The type of diamond that could make red flags look pink.
Marry me.
Adama's mouth opened, closed, opened again. She looked at the ring, then at the phone, then back at the ring, then back at the phone. Fear and greed, truth and fantasy, both fighting inside her chest. Finally, she spoke. "Who is the plug?" For the first time all night, Obi blinked, just once. Then he laughed softly, not nervous laughter, not guilty laughter, the dangerous type. The type which people use when poor people ask questions they consider insignificant.
That's what you are thinking about right now?
Obi.
Property issues.
Simple, direct, confident. Property issue. Then Obi stood up slowly, walked toward her, and took the phone.
The owner wants tenants out.
"So this house isn't yours?" A tiny pause. Very tiny, almost invisible. Then Obi smiled again.
The property belongs to an investment group.
And there it was, the answer that sounded believable enough. Not perfect, not convincing, but believable enough, because Adama wanted to believe. That was the real trap. Not Obi, our own desire, our own ambition, our own obsession with winning. Because standing in front of her was everything she had preached online for years. The billionaire, the mansion, the ring, the soft life, the proof, the validation, the trophy. And if she accepted the message, then she might lose all of it. So she made a choice. The choice thousands of people make every day. She ignored her instinct and chose fantasy. Yes, Lagos exploded. Absolutely exploded. The engagement announcement hit social media like fuel on fire. Within 24 hours, blogs were reposting it, influencers were reacting, relationship coaches were shouting, TikTok was vibrating. Everybody wanted to see the mysterious billionaire who finally conquered Adama. But funny enough, nobody ever saw him clearly. Just expensive silhouettes, luxury cars, private settings, shadowy photographs. The mystery only increased the hype. And Adama became unbearable. Every day she uploaded fresh content, fresh arrogance, fresh poison disguised as motivation. One TikTok reached almost 1 million views. She sat inside a luxury restaurant smiling at the camera. "If he truly loves you, he will level up." The comments exploded. Then another video. "Stop dating potential. Date results." Another. "If he can't provide soft life, let him provide friendship." Another. "Women are not rehabilitation centers for broke men." Thousands of girls reposted it. Thousands agreed. Thousands argued. But every post made her more famous. And every post made Obi quieter. Much quieter. Because while the internet celebrated, something strange was happening inside him. The cracks were starting to show. One afternoon during wedding planning, they visited an expensive restaurant in Ikoyi. Everything seemed normal until a little boy came running across the room, maybe 6 years old, maybe 7. The child wasn't even looking properly. He simply saw Obi from behind and shouted, "Daddy!" Then wrapped both arms around Obi's leg. Everything stopped. Everything. The restaurant noise disappeared. The music disappeared. Even the waiters froze. Because Obi didn't react, he just stood there, completely still, like somebody had been struck by lightning. The little boy looked up, realized his mistake, and immediately apologized. "Sorry, sir." The child ran back to his real father, but Obi remained frozen, staring after him, his eyes shining strangely, like somebody fighting tears. Adama frowned. "Are you okay?"
I'm fine.
But he wasn't, not even close. For the rest of the lunch, he barely spoke, barely smiled, barely ate. And for the first time, Adama felt genuine unease. Then came another moment, a week later. Wedding invitations everywhere, designers everywhere, stress everywhere. Obi was sitting alone looking at his phone. His expression was different, soft, gentle, almost broken. Then Adama accidentally looked over his shoulder and saw it. A photograph, a woman, 2 children, smiling, happy, a family. The image flashed for barely 2 seconds. Then Obi locked the screen instantly, too quickly, too aggressively.
What?
Who was that?
Old friends.
Old friend, that was all. And somehow, the answer felt wrong, very wrong. But wedding excitement drowned everyone inside because disaster becomes invisible when people are busy celebrating. The wedding day arrived and more. Lagos has seen weddings before, but this one looked like money itself got married. Champagne towers taller than some children, celebrity guests, reality TV stars, influencers, musicians, luxury brands, drone cameras, flower arrangements flown in from abroad. Everybody came. Everybody. The venue glowed like a palace, and Adama, she looked victorious. Not happy, victorious. Like somebody who had finally defeated the world. When she walked down the aisle, cameras flashed non-stop. The crowd erupted. People cried. People screamed. People recorded. But Obi looked different. Not nervous, not emotional, not excited. He looked like a man waiting for a clock to strike midnight. Finally, the vows began. Adama went first. She smiled proudly, confidently. "I promised myself I would never settle." The crowd laughed. She continued, "I always believed that standards matter." More applause. "I prayed for a man who understood value, ambition, and success." The crowd cheered. "And today, I stand before proof that patience pays." Wild applause. Then it was Obi's turn, and something about his eyes changed.
Adama,
Silence filled the hall.
I promise to show you a world you've never known.
The guests smiled. Romantic. Beautiful.
I promise to stay beside you when everything changes. I promise that after tonight, your life will never be the same again.
The crowd applauded. They thought it was romance, but Obi's voice sounded like prophecy or a warning. Maybe both. Hours later, the reception ended, the dancing ended, the noise ended, and finally, the bride and groom left. That was when the nightmare started. Obi insisted they travel separately.
Too much attention.
Adama laughed. Typical billionaire behavior. Nothing unusual. At first, the G-Wagon moved smoothly through Victoria Island. Bright lights, luxury buildings, beautiful roads, everything normal. Then gradually, things changed. The roads narrowed, street lights became fewer, the buildings became older, the traffic became rougher. Adama frowned. Where are we going?
Trust me.
Simple, calm, cold. The city kept changing and changing and changing. Soon, the expensive perfume inside the car wasn't winning anymore. A different smell entered. Drainage water, rain-soaked concrete, garbage, reality. The roads became rough. The G-Wagon bounced violently. Bump, bump, bump. Adama grabbed the seat. Obi, no answer. Outside, area boys shouted in the darkness. Street lights disappeared completely. Shops closed. Dogs barked. Generators roared. The city suddenly felt unfamiliar. Dangerous. Wrong. Then Adama noticed something terrifying. She no longer recognized where they were. Not even slightly. Her heartbeat accelerated. Obi, where exactly are we going? No answer. Then finally,
We are almost home.
the word echoed strangely. Then the G-Wagon turned into an incredibly narrow street and stopped. Silence. 2:03 a.m. Adama looked outside. Rusty gates, peeling walls, broken drainage. Face me, I face you compounds. Darkness. A laugh came out shaky. Okay. Another laugh. Very funny. No response. Obi got out, opened the door, and began walking. Adama followed slowly. The compound gate creaked open. The corridor was narrow, the walls stained, the air humid, the smell unbearable. Then Obi stopped before a tiny room. One small room, one mattress, one standing fan, one plastic bucket, nothing else. Adama laughed again, this time almost desperately. Okay, babe. Silence. The prank is enough. Silence. Then Obi turned and everything changed. The posture, the smile, the voice, the accent, gone. The billionaire disappeared. Standing before Anna was somebody else entirely. A different man, a dangerous man, a broken man. And for the first time, his eyes showed absolutely no love, only purpose, cold purpose. Then he spoke, not like a billionaire, not like a CEO, but not like the man she married, just Obi, raw, real, terrifying.
Welcome home, wife.
And in that exact moment, the wedding of glass finally shattered. Omo, God abeg. I know your chest is beating fast right now because me myself, my hands are shaking. Obi really meant it when he said, welcome home wife. If you enjoyed this episode and are dying to know what happens next in episode 4, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications so you don't miss the chaos. Before you go, let's talk in the comments. What do you think Adama is going to do inside that room? See you in episode 4. Bye!